Well, moving on to Manipur, in a joint press release by the security advisor for Manipur, Kuldeip Singh, and the DG of Police, Rajiv Singh, it is stated that in that press release that they did get inputs on Kuki militants infiltrating the state but couldn't be substantiated on the ground. This is what the joint press release from them said. In a view of the recent reactions from different communities regarding input of infiltration of 900 trained Kuki militants from Myanmar to carry out attacks on Meiteis on September 28th, it is clarified that the input was verified from different quarters, but it could not be substantiated on the ground. There is no basis currently to believe in any such input. However, security forces deployed on the ground are placed on a high alert to protect lives and properties of citizens. All communities are assured of their safety. They are advised not to believe in any rumors or unverified information. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister's Office of Manipur has also released a statement on this particular issue. The Chief Minister's Office has said that based on information gathered on movement of armed groups, this office had shared intelligence inputs wide UO note bearing number 125-2024, CM dated and 16/9/2024 to enable the police department to use its machinery and network to develop the said information so as to determine actionability. It is now ascertained that the possibility of any such misadventure by the armed groups is remote. The public need not worry further in this regard. This was in fact given by the Secretary to the Chief Minister, Nigtonjam Jeffrey. So both the authorities with regard to the security of the state as well as the CMO has said that there was intel input that came regarding 900 Kuki militants, but now it seems that on the ground it cannot be substantiated, while the Chief Minister's office say that the possibility of any such misadventure by armed groups is also quite remote and that the public need not worry further in this regard. In fact, we are now joined in by Karthika Sharma, Deputy Managing Editor of News 9, who is on the phone. Karthika, how do you in fact see this particular aspect? Because this was one of the biggest worries that were expressed by various Meitei groups, that there could be 900 Kuki militants coming in, and also concerns regarding the border and how the management of the border, especially the international border with Myanmar, is taken into account. Now it looks like both the CMO as well as the security authorities are trying to displace that fear, saying that we are on alert, but at the same time we are ensuring that to tell you that you don't need to worry about this particular intel report.
See, there are a couple of things here. First of all, let me put this on record that these two press releases have been done to ensure that calm and normalcy prevails in Manipur. And for one simple reason, because this has led to tension. The Kuki Zo groups had called for a shutdown on 28th of September. There were press conferences being held in Delhi, and memorandums were being submitted by the other side to Defense Ministry, Home Ministry. So the temperature had gone up. Secondly, when Kuldeip Singh, the security advisor, did a press conference, he spoke about an input and he said that they are trying to verify about the 900 Kuki militants and the movement, the input which they have received. And he was very categorical. He said that we will take every input received from any source in the state of Manipur very seriously, lest anything slips between the finger. And sometimes it often happens that the biggest of inputs come in small sizes. So that part was dealt in a press conference. But a lot of people said that it should not have been. It should not have been said in a press conference. It could have been circulated internally. And when we did our programs, a lot of retired officers said that. But it is their view. I don't want to get into that. It is their view. They said it on the record that perhaps this information should not have been shared with the public. Now, what happened once it was part of the public? Some people disputed it. Some people said it's not correct. Some people said it is correct. And on that basis, since CSOs in Manipur have sort of a wider say in the politics because they are far more organized, Their influence is more pervasive. They have the capacity to organize society. They have the capacity to organize men and women on street. So it is for this reason the situation escalated. When I say escalated, it became tense. Now, it is in this regard, because I'm trying to explain that two sets of releases came, one co-signed by the DGP and the security advisor, which is very categorical. It says that it could not be verified. And if you look into this letter, one thing is very, very striking and important, because, honestly speaking, it puts things in perspective. It says, in view of the recent reaction from different communities regarding input of infiltration of 900 Kuki militants from Myanmar to carry out attacks on Maithis on September 28, it is clarified that the input was verified from different quarters, but it could not be substantiated on ground. There is no basis to believe in any such input. However, security forces deployed on the ground are placed on a high alert to protect lives and properties of citizens. All communities are assured of their safety. They are advised not to believe in any rumors or unverified information. You see, this is one big problem in Manipur, because social media handles tend to get better of the real information. And there was one such misinformation which was doing round, which was actually denied by police headquarters. And then there was another release by the secretary to the chief minister. It says, based on information gathered on movement of armed groups, the office had shared intelligence input via U-Note hearing, and then they mentioned the number. Police department to enable police department to use its machinery and network to develop said information as to determine actionability. It is now ascertained that the possibility of any such misadventure by armed groups is remote. The public need not worry any further. So, what is the intention? The intention here is very, very simple. It is to tell people that nothing of that sort is happening on 28th. So the word 28th September had become a key issue, Varghese. And these releases by CMO and security advisor, is co-signed by DGP, is to assuage the fear of both communities कि ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है, आपको चिंता करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है, आप फेक सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स पे बिलीव मत कीजिए, और ये जो स्ट्राइक काउंटर स्ट्राइक की बात है आप उसे छोड़ दीजिए, बिकॉज द रियल इशू हैड become because it became multidisciplinary. Other forces had started to ask question about the movement of 900 people, and it's a different debate. When we imagine, it's like saying 900 people with weapons. Obviously, it's going to create anxiety in any state. So, if you say that 900 militants in Kashmir, I mean to say it's going to create great anxiety within civil society and also the police administration. 900 is a big word. It's a big figure. So I think it's the right time that this release came out yesterday, because, we have to understand, in any conflict, it is just not the presence of security on the street which is important. People also need to feel that do police wale hain to security. You don't need to have 100 out there. The society needs to feel reassured for normalcy to be there. So I think the purpose of this letter is there, and I hope that this leads to more jointness. This is my understanding of the situation, Varghese.
Well, so we are also joined in by Brijesh Pandey, input editor, who is also joining us on the phone line. Brijesh, these two letters, as Karthik was saying, that it was in fact meant to allay the fears that could have been associated with that particular date of September 28th over this big issue about whether 900 Kuki militants had infiltrated into Manipur or not. And this is an attempt by all the authorities to allay that particular fear, because it's already created so much of anxiety among both the communities. And one other aspect of this is this was highlighted too much in social media handles of the communities as well. Earlier the police themselves had done a press conference saying they're keeping a watch on what's happening on social media, but such information, sensitive information on social media, almost creating kind of a panic kind of a situation.
Well, one thing is very clear, that this press conference and, prior to that, the information that 900 militants are about to enter into Manipur, very legitimately created fear on the ground. Given the fact that for the last 16 months there is an intense fight which is going on between the two ethnicities, and Manipur's peace has been shattered several times, there is absolutely no love lost between the two groups. This letter acted as a fuel to this added fuel to the fire, and this led to regrouping and rearming of both ethnicity in hope of any unfortunate eventuality, whether they will be attacked by other side or there might be a more bigger, sinister campaign as was being spread through social media. The fact of the matter is, Varghese, that this particular input and the press conference which was done by the security advisor Kuldeip Singh, I personally feel that that it has not done any good for the image of the government. What it has done is that first, the input created panic in the state. B, when Kuldeep Singh did the press conference, he was not very 100% sure. When he was pressed upon, he said that we have to be very careful whether it's 900 or 9, and we have to check on the ground. And then after 3 days or almost a week of that press conference, within a week, we saw both sides announcing, upping the ante, where Kuki side announcing that that they will go on a complete strike. NH37 has been completely barricaded. 28th September has become the new rallying day, as to shut everything which is there in the Kuki and the valley. And the Meiteis also approached the Prime Minister, writing a letter to PM and HM. Now, in lieu of that, this particular letter, first by joint statement, first by by the security advisor as well as the DGP Manipur, where they're saying that the content of the letter could not be substantiated on the ground, and there is no basis currently to believe in any such input. It creates a massive question mark about from where exactly this intelligence input came from. And hours after this particular letter by the statement by DGP and security advisor came another clarification by the CM's office. Now, what it has done is that it has added, it has made the situation all the more tense, where none was warranted. 900, we're covering Manipur as a commitment for such a long time. 900 is such a huge number that it is bound to panic anybody. It's not like as if in Manipur it will only panic. It'll panic if there's any input related to this in any part of the country. And that is the reason why these letters have raised more questions than answers with the clarification it can answer.
Let's in fact go to Kartikeya as well. Kartikeya, as of now, it looks like it's a prudent step that has been taken by the authorities to, in fact, allay some of those fears that are there right now. But the question has always been that Manipur's borders need to be secured. It's been a long-standing demand from the communities as well. That is something that is there, that has been on the table for quite some time.
You see, Varghese, the larger issue is that when we talk about our land borders, we have to understand that there was an official policy of Act East, free movement regime. So it is not as if, the border was not being purposefully protected. There was a policy in place in which you were allowing movement of people, correct?
Yeah.
So under that policy, demographic change and other things have happened. Now that is another set of debate. Obviously now the fencing has started. It will take time. Bangladesh border required so many years to be fenced. So I don't think there will be any quick fix solution to the fencing issue. It will take time. The broader issue was here, in which frame we should see this issue is the 28th. That date had caused panic, and what the government has done immediately and all the security agencies, that they have issued a clarification. And the larger debate that had been by other security experts who had served in army and security forces, they were of the view that maybe they should not have been shared with public because, this could have been internally circulated. Let me tell you, I have covered defense, I have covered MHA. There's so many things which are internally circulated, but they remain part of the internal paperwork. So in this context, I would say that thank God that this has come out, and thank God that, some sort of a normalcy will prevail, because it was creating panic amongst everyone in the valley and hill. So I hope that today the temperature goes down, and the larger debate would be on, should such information be shared with civil society or not? That is the point of debate. क्या इस तरह की महत्वपूर्ण सूचनाएं कि आपको उस वक्त बता देनी चाहिए जब आपको लगता है कि वो वेरीफाई करने के प्रोसेस में है? मुद्दा ये है. But then, Manipur is has been a sort of a new experience for the state. There will be a situation like that which will have to be dealt with. This is all I can say. But I see it's like it's a relief. It's a sense of relief that these proper things have come out, and there will be more focus on joiners. I would definitely say that. More focus on joiners and more focus on intelligence sharing, which and time to time they were rectified. Post-Kargil intelligence sharing issues were rectified by Union Home Minister then L.K. Advani. I think similar efforts will take place in Manipur also.